This is Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Welcome. We are so glad you decided to join us again for another edition of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. There aren't very many games left in our first round. In fact, there's only a couple after this one. Last week, you saw Auburn make its first appearance and put up a serious number of points as the Knights advanced to the next round. This week, we learn who they play in round two. It'll be one of these two teams, and these two teams both have something in common, and it has to do with one question. And I will explain that to you in just a second. First, how about a nice round of applause for the Forreston Cardinals?
Yeah!
This is the Cardinals' sixth season in Quiz Bowl. A year ago, they lost to the eventual champs, Winnebago, by just one question. That is our one question theme here. It would feel good probably to avenge that, I'm sure. Forreston, who is your captain? Dylan, introduce us to your starting lineup.
Hello, I'm Dylan Timmer. Next to me, I have Ty Johnson. I have
Henry Warren.
Henry and Jillian.
We're just meeting each other for the first time here as we play the game. That's awesome. Dylan, thanks for bringing the team with you. Good luck today. Now, how about some applause for the Stockton Blackhawks? You guys all know each other, right? This isn't the first time you met? Okay, that's good. Year 9 for the Blackhawks, and just like Forreston, one question away from a second round appearance. That kind of probably stings a little bit still, I would imagine. Win today, you're back in the second round for the fourth time in 6 years. Those are pretty good numbers. Who's your captain?
All right.
Landon, introduce us to your starting lineup.
I'm Landon Warner. To my right is Ethan Stan. To my far left is Samuel Hilly. And to my immediate left is Kyle Haas.
All right, now we all know each other. Shall we play the game? Sounds good. All right, buzzing round is just like it sounds, right? Hands on your buzzers. If you know the answer, let me know. Two most important rules. Wait for me to say your name before you answer, and then say that answer loudly and clearly. Everyone ready? Good luck. Here we go. What sitcom in which Dr. Leo Spaceman gave dubious medical care to Tracy Jordan and NBC sketch comedy writer Liz Lemon was created by Tina Fey? Henry.
Days of Our Lives.
Incorrect. Stockton, you can earn the first points of the game. Kyle.
Becker.
Incorrect. 30 Rock. Tina Fey also played Liz Lemon on that show. New question. What beings, described in the Theogony as divine craftsmen who forged Zeus's thunderbolts, included Polyphemus and were notable for having one eye? Dylan.
Cyclops.
You got it. Took a breath there to make sure you were correct. That's all you needed. You got those points. In the Harry Potter series, Hufflepuff's cup and Ravenclaw's diadem were examples of what magical objects that each held, Kyle?
Horcruxes.
That's right. All held a fragment of Voldemort's soul. In fact, Harry himself was a Horcrux. Spoiler alert. What state, which in 2019 launched an anti-drug campaign called Meth, We're On It, is governed by mask mandate opponent Kristi Noem from Pierre? Henry.
Arizona.
Incorrect. Stockton, you could take the lead with these points. Kyle.
Oklahoma.
Incorrect. Pierre is the capital of South Dakota. What comic book character who became Batman's partner in the 2018 Damned storyline is an exorcist from Liverpool who was played on TV by Matt Ryan? Sam.
Constantine?
You got it. You kind of doubted yourself. I could see it in your face. Also played by Keanu Reeves in a 2005 film. What man, who was the first person ever to resign from the Soviet Politburo, defeated Nikolai Ryzhkov in 1991 in Russia's first presidential election? Kyle.
Boris Yeltsin.
You got it. Right before the buzzer. Nice work. 10 more for Stockton. What general led the punitive expedition against Pancho Villa and the American Expeditionary Force in World War I? There's a park named after him in Washington, D.C., General John J. Pershing. What man stated a certain line segment sweeps out equal areas in equal times and that orbits are elliptical in his laws of planetary motion? Kyle.
Copernicus?
Incorrect. Forreston? Jillian.
Galileo.
Incorrect. Those are both solid guesses. Kepler. Johannes Kepler. The Vaal is a major tributary of what colorfully named river that forms part of the border between Namibia and South Africa? The color actually has nothing to do with the river's color. It is named after the Dutch royal house of Orange, the Orange River. What prehistoric period, whose late portion names a civilizational collapse of the 12th century BC, occurred between the Stone Age and Iron Age? Kyle.
The Bronze Age?
Bronze Age, you got it. What city, which contains the glass-making island of Murano, is home to the Rialto Bridge and the Bridge of Sighs, which both cross its many canals? Dylan.
Venice?
Yes, city known for those canals. What American author published the 1856 collection The Piazza Tales, which includes a novella about a slave revolt titled Benito Sereno? He's probably better known for Moby Dick, Herman Melville. And that long buzzer means we are out of time for the round. Oh, we got a tight game going here. Stockton's in the lead for now. We'll see what happens with the rest of the game that we have. 3 more rounds. The next one is volleyball. Scores right now are Stockton 40, Forreston 20. We'll see how that changes after the break. We are getting closer and closer to filling up our Sweet 16. One of these teams will end up there at the end of this day. Stockton's in the lead right now with 40 points. Forreston has 20. Before we get to our volleyball round, a very special thank you to our judge today, Dean David Schneider. He is the Dean of Enrollment Services at Rock Valley College and a longtime friend of mine. I'm privileged to have him as a friend, but also we're glad that you spent some time with us today. David, thanks for being here. All right, our volleyball round, contestants, is a conferring round. Work as a team, but the answers have to come from Landon and Dylan. Because of the coin flip, Landon, you and Stockton get the first volleyball question. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Here it comes. What author of the play The Skin of Our Teeth depicted small-town American life in Grover's Corners, New Hampshire in his play Our Town? Buzzer got you as you deliberated there. Thornton Wilder is the author of that play. Forreston, here is your first question of the round. What bounty hunter fights Mother Brain and the space pirate Ridley as the protagonist of the Metroid series?
Samus?
Yes, Samus Aran is the first name. We'll take either of those, and you get the first points of the round. We're back over to Stockton for another question. The rusting of iron is an example of what kind of reaction in which a species loses electrons?
Oxidization.
I can't take that. I'm sorry. Oxidation is what we needed, not oxidization. Back over to Forreston. What state, which contains the eastern part of Great Smoky Mountains National Park, is home to Duke University and the city of Charlotte? Raleigh is the capital. We're talking about North Carolina. Back over to Stockton. What English author described enchanted fruit sold by sinister beings in her 1862 poem Goblin Market and was the sister of artist Dante Gabriel?
Pass.
Christina Rossetti. Back to Forreston. What case in which William Jennings Bryan was asked about a biblical morality by Clarence Darrow saw a Tennessee man convicted of teaching evolution? Famously known as the Scopes Monkey Trial. Back over to Stockton. What former president who took office after Zachary Taylor died ran as the Know-Nothing candidate in the election of 1856?
Fillmore.
Yes, and you said that with confidence. Very good. I'm going to give Kyle credit for that as well. He gave you the advising on that. Back over to Forreston. What particles which were discovered via deep inelastic scattering form baryons and have flavors, including charm, strange, up, and down? Those are all quarks. Back to Stockton. Alfalfa and apples are examples of what type of plant defined as one that can live for 3 or more years?
Perennials.
You got it. The opposite of annuals. That's right, and that's how we end the round with those points for Stockton. So Stockton's still in the lead with 60, Forreston's 30. Both teams added to their totals this round. We'll take a break and come back where there's a lot of points on the line in our NECA IBEW lightning round. But first, you get to play at home with the Bergstrom bonus question, and we'll be right back with the answer.
Despite its lackluster reception last summer, the movie The Flash marked the return of Michael Keaton as which iconic Cape Crusader?
Halfway through this week, and that means it's time for our Bergstrom bonus question. If you're watching, you already know that because you saw the question. Our contestants haven't yet. So no points on the line here, but pizza and or pasta from Lino's of Rockford. Those pizza parties and pasta parties are always in high demand here with our contestants. We'll see who walks home with that party after this question. You got to answer it correctly, though. Hands on your buzzers. Here is the Bergstrom bonus question this week. Despite its lackluster reception last summer, the movie The Flash marked the return of Michael Keaton as which iconic Sam?
Batman.
You got it. And you got the pizza party. Nice work. And fun fact, Batman first appeared in Detective Comics number 27 all the way back in 1939. We'll take a break and come back with our NECA IBEW lightning round. We are still celebrating Sam's victory out here on that Bergstrom bonus question. Nice work. And it's kind of nice to see you had the Batman knowledge. All the way on the old school Batman, Michael Keaton. All right, we're going to change our scores quite a bit here with our NECA IBEW lightning round. It's still relatively close. It's only a 30-point swing. Stockton's in the lead with 60. Forreston has 30. But the lightning round, run a category, it's 100 points added to your score. Haven't had it happen yet this season. Could be today. Who knows? Because of the flip, Forreston, Dylan, you and the team get first choice. These are your 3 categories. Primes, best-selling albums since 2000, or vowels.
Best-selling albums from 2000.
Danica and Jada were doing the hard sell on that category. We'll see if this pays off. Maybe they are your secret weapon when it comes to these best-selling albums. Name the singer or band whose albums include. So I will describe the album. Your answer needs to be the artist or artists in the case of a band. You'll have 60 seconds to go through the list, and then Landon, you and the team will have 30 seconds to get to what they don't. And remember this advice, both of these teams, you can pass. So don't let the clock eat up too much time on one question. You ready for your first one, Dylan? Or maybe I should say Danica and Jada, are you ready for your first one? I feel like there's going to be a lot of shouting from that end of the line. We'll see what happens. Name the singer or band whose albums include 21, which opens with Rolling in the Deep.
Adele.
Correct. The Marshall Mathers LP, which contains The Real Slim Shady.
Eminem.
Correct. American Idiot, which has songs by Billy Joe Armstrong.
Green Day.
Correct. The Greatest Hits album 1, which contains Hey Jude.
Beatles.
Correct. Oops, I Did It Again, the follow-up to Baby One More Time.
Britney Spears.
Correct. A Rush of Blood to the Head and X and Y.
Pass.
Doo-Wops and Hooligans, which contains Just the Way You Are.
Bruno Mars.
Correct. Back to Black, which contains Rehab.
Amy Winehouse.
Correct. Let Go, which contains the pop-punk song Skater Boy.
Avril Lavigne.
Correct. Fallen, which contains Bring Me to Life.
Pass.
A Rush, and that is our time. You nearly ran that category, so that was probably a good choice, Danica and Jada. Nice work. Although, Dylan, great job repeating their answers. I'm not assuming that you didn't know any of those. There's 2 left. So Landon, you could boost your score up to 80 if you get these right. You have 30 seconds for them. If you don't know, you can just give an answer. Say no answer, we'll move on. Otherwise, take all the time if you need it. It's there for you. Are you ready, Landon, for your first one? Again, 2 left in the best-selling album since 2000. Name the singer or band whose albums include A Rush of Blood to the Head and X and Y.
Pass.
Fallen, which contains Bring Me to Life.
Evanescence.
That's correct. A Rush of Blood to the Head and X and Y.
Drake.
Incorrect. You might as well guess. We'll stop the clock there, and I'll just give you that last answer. Rush of Blood to the Head and X and Y. One of their most recent songs is maybe more My Universe with BTS. That's Coldplay. So there's 2 categories left. And that means, Landon, you get to choose from primes or vowels.
Vowels.
All right, give these vowels. That's it. Some answers will repeat. You only have a few to choose from, so this could be a fast category. So 60 seconds is on the clock, and then Dylan, same 30-second rule applies to you and the rest of the team once Landon and the guys are done. 60 seconds, give these vowels. Some answers will repeat. Remember, you can pass. Ready, Landon? Here we go. Letter that begins Canada's national anthem.
O.
Correct. Vowel that ends most Spanish feminine nouns.
A.
Correct. Transcendental number that is approximately 2.718.
E.
Correct. Prefix meaning descendant, found at the beginning of many Irish surnames.
Pass.
Largest vowel on Snellen charts used by eye doctors.
A.
Incorrect. Universal donor blood type.
O.
Correct. Major scale whose key signature has 4 sharps.
Pass.
Represents current in Ohm's law.
Pass.
Burmese honorific that precedes taunt in the name of a UN Secretary General.
Pass.
Vowel in the Welsh words cwm and crwth that is a consonant in English. And that is our time, getting a chance to answer that one. So you got 4 of them right. You tied the game up. There's 6 left. So 60 points will give you a pretty substantial lead as we head into this last round, Dylan. Who knows? 30 seconds on the clock. Are you ready? Give these vowels, and remember, some of these answers could repeat. The prefix meaning descendant, found at the beginning of many Irish surnames.
Pass.
Largest vowel on Snellen charts used by eye doctors.
E.
Correct. Major scale whose key signature has 4 sharps.
A.
Incorrect. Represents current in Ohm's law.
O.
Incorrect. Burmese honorific that precedes taunt in the name of a UN Secretary General.
Pass.
Vowel in the Welsh words cwm and crwth that is a consonant in English. No time to get to that. Well, nobody wants to answer that consonant one. It was kind of confusing. So you got 1 right. You're in the lead now by 10. I'll run down the 4 that are left here on the board, right? 4, 5. 4. The major scale with the key signature that has 4 sharps is E. Oh, and so there is 5. The prefix meaning descendant, found at the beginning of many Irish surnames. Think O'Brien, O'Sullivan, O'Malley, the letter O. The major scale with the 4 sharps was E. The letter that represents current in Ohm's law is I. The Burmese honorific that precedes taunt in the name of the UN Secretary General. He served from 1961 to 1971. U taunt, the letter U. And the vowel in Welsh words cwm and crwth, that is a consonant in English, is W. No answer there. So as we move into our Mercy Health Final Challenge, it is a tight game. 10 points between our teams. Forreston is on top. Well, that could change very quickly because each question in our next round is worth 20 points. We'll have that for you right after this. After a very exciting lightning round, we have an exciting end to the game. You know it's going to be exciting when we go in with a gap this small between our 2 teams. Forreston is on top by, well, in our previous rounds, it would be 1 question, but in this round, because each question is worth 20 points, it's kind of a half a question. You're ahead right now. Forreston has 120, Stockton has 110. Our Mercy Health Final Challenge has the same rules as that first round other than the point change. Good luck to both of our teams. We'd like to see both of you in the second round. Obviously, only one will make it, and we'll see how these scores end up in about 3 minutes or so. Good luck. Here we go. Here's our first Mercy Health final challenge question. What 7-letter adjective denotes reproductive processes such as parthenogenesis and budding, which create identical offspring? Landon.
Asexual.
That's right, with only one parent. You're in the lead now. What word can name any gemstone other than rubies that is made of corundum, such as the birthstone for September? Ty.
Quartz.
Incorrect. Stockton, you could increase your lead with this. Kyle.
Sapphire.
Sapphire is right. That sapphire, the birthstone for September happens to be blue sapphires. What body, chaired in August 2023 by Linda Thomas Greenfield, is tasked with preserving international peace and has 5 permanent members with vetoes? Kyle.
The UN Security Council.
You got it. Right before the buzzer, Linda Thomas Greenfield is the U.S. ambassador to the UN, 3 in a row for Stockton. What English poet wrote, "I hope to see my pilot face to face in Crossing the Bar," which he wanted to be the last piece in all collections of his poems? Ethan.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Incorrect. Forreston, you could take these points and close the gap. Ty.
Silverstein.
Incorrect. He's also known for Ulysses in Charge of the Light Brigade, Alfred Lord Tennyson. What novel in which the wealthy child Amir witnesses the assault of his servant's son as they play with the title object is by Khalid Hosseini? That title object is a kite. The novel is Kite Runner. In what Midwestern city were anarchists like August Spies arrested after an 1886 bombing during a labor protest in Haymarket Square in its west side? Ethan.
Oklahoma City.
Incorrect. Forreston, these could be your points. Ty.
Salem.
Incorrect. Just down I-90 from us, Chicago. What state, which is the setting of the movies 50 First Dates and The Descendants, was a kingdom until 1893 and contains the island of Kyle?
Hawaii.
That's right, the island of Oahu, our 50th state. Escolite is a rare ore of what transition metal, highly resistant to tarnishing, whose name refers to its brightly colored compounds? Dylan.
Gold.
Incorrect. Stockton. Landon.
Silver.
Incorrect. Chromium. What senator, who left a woman to drown during the Chappaquiddick incident, represented Massachusetts and was the brother of a former president? Kyle.
Adams.
Incorrect. Forreston. He's also the brother of a former attorney general, Ted Kennedy. And that long buzzer means the game is over. Stockton, congratulations. You are moving on to our second round. Forreston, this was a great game, and it was a pleasure watching you play. I know everybody wants to win, and only one team can move on, but we're glad you're here. We hope you had fun. Any of you seniors? Just Dylan. All right, well, the rest of you need to come back. We hope to see you next season. And Dylan, keep in touch. We want to know what happens to you after your high school career is over. Come back and visit us, okay? Sounds good? And next week, we hope you can join us when Guilford takes on Morrison. We'll see you then.